Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning in to today's live Bulletin live stream. And the big news today is what the big news was yesterday, and that is Joomla 3.8 has been released. So in a sec, we're going to take a look at how to update that. But let's take first of all a look at a few links and have a little bit of talk just about a couple of issues about the update. So we'll switch over to this window right here. Now, I'm going to put links to all of these things in the description for this video. They're there right now on the live stream. And also, they will be there if once the recording of this goes up and is archived onto the channel. So if you want to read about the Joomla 3.8.0 release, you can go to joomla.org and you can read the page there. Basically, there are a couple of security patches that are in this update, but the big deal is that it's paving a way forward for developers to begin to adjust and get ready for when Joomla version 4 comes out. And so you can read more about what is going on there and some other really cool features and other things that have taken place. In fact, if you want to see a little bit more or read a bit more about what's going to happen on the for Joomla 4, what's coming up, I suggest you go over to joomlashack.com to their blog and check out that article, What New Features Will You See in Joomla 3.8? That will tell you more, and they've got information about this release. Now, I've been doing some reading in the forums, mostly in the Facebook forum. So I'll put a link to this. This is a great forum for meeting. Yeah, let's just close that window there. This is a great forum for meeting other people that are looking for help with Joomla or discussing Joomla. And I'll put again the link in the description below. Some people have been complaining because updating to Joomla 4 has been breaking their site, but other people are having no problems. And it seems what's coming down to the issue is are all of the extensions that you have compatible with Joomla 3.8. Now, if you pop over to the regular Labs extension site, you'll see that Peter Van Westen ranks where his extensions are in the top 100. But you'll see that there are nearly 8,000 extensions in Joomla, and so available for Joomla. The Joomla developers, the team, the core team that are putting together all of these updates, they can't test all 8,000 extensions. That's up to the developers, and it's up to us as web page owners to know what's going on our sites and to check into our extensions. Maybe somewhere down the road we'll have a discussion about how to know whether the extension you're picking on Joomla is a dependable one that's going to be around for a while. So do make sure that, that your extensions are compatible with Joomla 3.8. And as that is happening, but not as that is happening, as you're anticipating that, there's a few steps that you can take during the update process. Now, so let's take a look here at the basic Joomla.com site. And what I wanted to show you here is actually if we go to the login page here, we'll see that we get notification that an update is available for Joomla. And that is great. And now before we proceed, I just wanted to give you a quick tip, especially since this is a 3.8 version. It's the second number that's changing, not the third number, is that more than ever you want to back up your site. And you also want to take an extra step to make sure that if something does go south during the update, that you can actually see what the problem is right away. Because you might get locked out of the front page of your site and possibly the back page. And I'm just going to give you a tip. There's some great tips in the forum. Let's just click back there. And this tip here by Renee, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name because I don't know how to do it properly. But Renee has this some great tips before you update to Joomla 3.8. And some of them there I'm not going to talk about because I don't really have tutorials or time to do in a live stream to show you how to do them. But I'm going to use this as a model for some other tutorials later on. But the one thing that he did suggest, and let me just close this now so my Facebook chat is quit popping up on this live feed, that before you update to Joomla 3.8, turn on error reporting to development level, and I'll show you how to do that. Go to your system and control is that system global configuration. And then click on the server tab. You have none of their tabs there. Click on the server tab and go down to error reporting and set it to development, and then save and close. And what will happen is that if you end up with the dreaded white screen of death, then after you update on your site, then you're going to get some errors that will display, and that's going to give you an idea of where to look to fix your site. So here we are in the back end of the basic Joomla site, and we're going to update. Remember to backup. I'll put a card here, and there's a link below on how to use Akiba backup. It's there's a basic version that's free for everybody to use. It's great. You can back up your site and your database, so you have something to go back to if things go really south in this update. So then you have two options here. Then after you've made your backup, you can click Update Now, or you could go to Components, and you could go down to Joomla Update, and it will tell you that there's you can go through the update process. Now, if you don't have Joomla Update under Components, then possibly you're having the same problem that is addressed by another tutorial that I have, and I'll put a card here and a link down below. But this is here, so this time we're going to click on Joomla Update. And here we see installed version 3.75, 3.8, and I'm just going to click and install the update. We'll sit here just for a second while this churns through and starts to update the Joomla files and zooms across the page. And now stay tuned for a second because I'm also going to show you a second way to update your Joomla site. Anyway, so here we go. Joomla version update status. Version is now 3.8.0. I'm going to clean the cache. That's Cache Cleaner, Regular Labs Cache Cleaner button there. And now I'm going to go up here and preview the site and make sure that it's working. And there it is. I've updated my basic Joomla.com site to Joomla 3.8. Now the other method that I want to show you is through MyJoomla.com's website. That's Phil Taylor's website for managing your Joomla site or multiple Joomla sites. And so for this, we're going to go over to MyJoomla.com. And this is for the site 88 Keys by the Sea. That's my wife's website. She teaches piano. She has a website. And we will see here, we'll see here, it says Joomla needs upgrading. So I will click on Upgrade Now. Now, the thing that I really like about Phil Taylor's site, about myjoomla.com, is it's very instructive. It helps you with steps. So especially if you're not confident in these things, or you feel confident in looking for other things to learn, this site is a tremendous resource. So what you want to do here is read the terms and conditions because you're responsible for your updating. They recommend a backup and an audit before any upgrade. On this site, you can schedule backups if you have Akiba backup installed on your site, and it will also do audits. It will look into every single file on your web space that your Joomla install is in, and it will look for all sorts of things. Now I'm going to click Continue, and here we'll see step 1. Here's the initial configuration. Now this site was backed up about 16 hours ago, so I get a green on that. If it was an older backup, I'd get the chance to go and back up now. It would remind me to. It shows that the last time this site was audited was 8 days ago. I'm not going to click Audit now because it takes a little while for that to run. But I did leave this way so that you could see this is a feature. Okay, and we see here that it's time to update to 3.8.0. It even gives a link to that same to where you can download that package. But step 2, the last audit is very old. We could run it there now. I'm skipping that. And then we'll go down to the bottom here where it says Start an Upgrade of my site to Joomla 3.8.0. Now, here we go. We can monitor the progress of this site being updated. And we are just waiting for things to get churning along there. Now's a good time just to mention that we have a contest every month where we give away a 1-year membership to manage one site on myjoomla.com. So I'll put a card for that up there, and there's a description. There'll be a link in the description below. And let me just say, not a lot of people are entering that contest, so the odds are very good that you can win that either this month or next month, or some month coming up. So go ahead and enter in that. Also, while this is happening, down in the this corner over here, there will be an icon for subscribing to this channel. If this is helpful, if you find these tutorials, these bulletins, these other things helpful, if I've earned a subscription, that would be great if you would subscribe and ring that bell so that you get notifications whenever I go live or new tutorials are up. So this is just going through some post-upgrade tasks now. We will wait for this to say, yep, upgrade complete, and I can click here to visit the site to test it just to make sure that it is working. And it is working. So that site is up to date. I just remembered the other site, now that it is working, should go back to System, Global Configuration, and then go to Server, Error Reporting, and put it back to None. And save and close that. So there are two ways to update your site to Joomla 3.8 with some information and some things in order to remind you to check into your extensions, make sure you back up, and be ready for some things that might happen. Some things can happen at any point along the way. Let me just change screens here to the full screen. Yes, at any time you're installing extensions or updating Joomla versions or working on your site, stuff happens on computers, stuff happens on servers, so you want to be backing up regularly. So remember, check all of the links below for the description below for the links that I've talked about. Remember to enter. It'd be great if you subscribe, ring that bell. And if you have any questions or ideas for tutorials, please send them to me. So before I go to the chat to see if there's anybody joining in on this live, I will sign off by saying thank you very much for watching. Enjoy your Joomla sites, and God bless. And now we'll switch over to the chat and see what we've got happening there. Oh, there's Vinny. Uh-oh. This is to break the silence. Ignore. Oh my, I really hope that there was sound. Vinny, was there sound through this? I really hope that there was sound, because I've had problems with that in the past with the sound not happening here. So let's just see. That would be so sad. I just have to find that. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I can hear myself. So, Vinny, how are you doing? Oh, the silence of the chat. Oh my goodness. You scared me. I've had so many problems with this. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you heard everything, Vinny. Vinny, what's your website? Post a link to it there in the chat. I'd like to check it out. I'm going to switch glasses so I can see things better. I'm really glad that you're on here too, because they've been pretty lonely. Although a lot of my live chats, live broadcasts I've been doing late at night here on the West Coast of North America, West Coast Canada. So they have there's been a lot of people sleeping. Oh, okay, you're going to update it. That's cool. Well, we'll look at it at another time. Have you updated your site to 3.8 yet? Did it work out okay? Or is that the updating that you're talking about? East Coast. So that means right now here it's 10 to 6, which means it's 10 to 9 there your time. Good. So you've updated a few of the client sites without any problems. Yeah, I'm very confident in the programmers and the people doing the work on the Joomla releases. Stuff is always going to happen, and I know that people really start to freak out when something doesn't quite work. But watching, I've seen, I think I saw, for instance, that Virtumart is not quite working, or maybe the one-page checkout. I'd have to double check on that. Someone's saying that they had problems with that, and I have two clients that are using Virtumart for selling courses. The sites are linked to Moodle sites. And so when I saw that, I thought, well, I'm going to wait to update them. But I think most of the basic sites are going to update. And since so many of my sites use common extensions in the installs for sites that I'm building for people, I think it's pretty safe that that they're going to update. But I'll have to plug along. Hey, Vinny, do you use Phil Taylor's MyJoomla.com site for managing? Oh, okay, Hike-a-Shop, yeah. Anyway, so do you use Phil Taylor's site, or do you use anything for updating your multiple sites? Let's talk about Hike-a-Shop for a second, because I've noticed that Hike-a-Shop and J2 Store are really starting to sort of rank in popularity above Virtumart. And my friend Rick August of SmartDriveTest.com, he has his site sells courses. His courses are in Moodle, so there's a bridge between Joomla and Moodle. But that bridge can also use Hike-a-Shop. So I'm hoping that maybe he's going to switch over to Hike-a-Shop, because Virtumart, as I just noticed, people are raving more and more about Hike-a-Shop and Virtumart, Hike-a-Shop and J2 Store. And so I'm kind of hoping. But another one that I'm checking out too, this one won't work for my friend, but is Focacart. I've been talking to Jan and with exchanging some emails with him and checking that out and doing some tutorials. Okay, that's good to know about Hike-a-Shop. That's worth the cost, and their support is good. Yeah, I think some of those major extensions, complicated extensions, like a shopping cart. I'm not saying Hike-a-Shop is complicated, but there's so many things going on in a shopping cart that if paying a bit of money for them is well worth the support, because they're going to keep developing, and they're not going to be distracted by other things. Not that Virtumart hasn't worked over the years with the same approach of a team of people working on it, but I agree that. Now you say that you use Watchful, and that is I have some experience with Watchful. There's a few features in Watchful that I would really love to see on Phil Taylor's site. One of them being that you can mass install extensions to all the sites that you're managing with one shot. You can't do that yet on Phil's site. But Watchful, I did find that when I would do scans, or I don't know what they call them, scans or audits or reviews of Joomla installs, some of my big sites would time out and would stall on Watchful. And on Phil's site, they've just been churning away. And I found that one a pretty good one for finding hacked files and stuff like that. Yes, I saw that WordPress sites, you can manage them on Watchful. So do you do WordPress? The W word? So Watchful is another one with some good features. I must say that between the two, unfortunately, you do WordPress as well. Hey man, whatever it takes. I guess it's like one of those Mac and Windows things as well. I know something that I haven't talked much about right here is that at the end of October, I'm going to be retiring from the church that I pastored for 21 years, and I'm going to, my wife and I are going to be doing some ministry things with helping churches who want to sponsor refugees and working with refugees overseas and persecuted Christians. And so, but anyways, I'm retiring from the church. I don't have any pensions, and so I'm going full bore alone for income into my computer stuff and Joomla stuff. So I don't know that I have the brain power to take on WordPress, so I think I'm probably going to go more this route of tutorials and actually making some tutorials for regular labs on using their extensions for Peter. So, Do you do the web thing for your solo income? While you're answering that, my daughter does know WordPress. I taught her how to do Joomla, and I taught her how to do Joomla, and she learned how to do WordPress as well. And then she just started doing all WordPress, and now she's had a baby, and so now she can't remember how to do anything. Probably she's very busy. But if someone came to me with a WordPress site, a basic WordPress site, and she was available, she would probably be able to tackle that. So you do web and you're a mobile DJ. That's awesome. And you love regular labs. Yeah, let me just find a link here to one of the videos that I've done for him. And basically, I'm working on videos for all of to show how to install and update every one of his videos, every one of his extensions. And let's see. I wonder if he's got articles anywhere. Displayer. I haven't got. I usually these are just sitting on my computer. So in order for me to find them, what would I do here? Let's just go extensions. Let's go advanced module manager, and let's go to videos. Installing under. Okay, yeah, here's one here. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you that he doesn't have a bad extension. So what I'm going to do is, I'll paste this link here. And here's one of the videos that I've done for him. You'll recognize the voice, but it's his branding. And I'm really enjoying working with, I think that will open up. Yep, it will. So, but now before you watch that, or if you're watching that, I think I'm going to wrap things up now because it's, 6 o'clock here, and I actually have an appointment I have to get to at 7. So, Vinny, man, this has been so great and so encouraging to have someone live chatting with, and I really appreciate that and making this connection, and I will definitely be talking to you again later on. And so thank you for that. And I guess I'll sign off. So Vinny, somewhere it shows how many people are in here, right? Participants. Yes, it's you, Vinny. Enjoy your Joomla site. God bless.